Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I am the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique. And today we're going to be doing a beaded badge reel tutorial. So I'm going to show you how to add those 20mm bubblegum beads to the extendable badge reels. I'm also going to show you how to do the acrylic blanks that you can put on them. I'm also going to show you a couple different options on how you can mount those. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to have all the products that you see listed and linked down below in the description box. You might even find some discount codes for you there as well. And while you're at it, please go check out all the links to our social media. We're on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Come and find us. We have a lot of fun over at TikTok. But that's definitely enough chit chat for me. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to start this tutorial by showing you how to make the acrylic blank that we'll be attaching to our beaded badge reels. I'm using a 1.5 inch acrylic blank. You want to use a smaller one for this project, okay? And I'm going to remove the protective paper part from just one side of my blank and leave it on the other. Then we'll do a quick sanding with a 120 grit sanding block, and then I'll wipe it clean with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. After we have that one side prepped, I'm going to just tape it with some painter's tape to a small piece of cardboard to stabilize it while we're adding our epoxy and stuff. Before I tape it to my cardboard though, I'm going to add a small piece of painter's tape to the back of the blank to plug up that hole so that when we put epoxy over this, it'll fill the hole and it won't spill out the other side. Okay, obviously you could skip that step if you bought a blank that didn't have a hole. Okay, and I'll show you where to get blanks down below in the description box if you want to pick some up. All right, so once we got that all prepped and ready to go, I'm just adding it to my cardboard here. All right, and here's one that I'm going to add the vinyl decal to before I put glitter and epoxy over it. Usually I would put glitter and epoxy first and then put my decal over it. But for this one, I wanted sparkles over the top of my vinyl. All right, so I've got a prepped acrylic blank here. This is a 2-inch heart, okay? And I'm just going to put the heart-shaped vinyl right over it and then a little spooky babe decal that I designed, okay? And if you're wondering how I got it shaped perfectly to the right size, anytime you buy these acrylic blanks, they will have a way for you to download the exact size cut file that you need for your vinyl. Okay, so there's no guesswork. You don't have to create the cut file yourself. It comes with it when you purchase that acrylic blank. Right now, I'm just cutting little tiny holes in any of the air bubbles that I might have had left in my vinyl when I applied it to the blank here. All right, and again, I'm just gonna layer that little spooky babe decal right over the top of that beautiful purple. That purple vinyl is part of the Flynn Sisters vinyl collection by Auntie Tay. I will link it down below along with a discount code. All right, and once I got my decal on there, I just added that to the cardboard where I have my other one, and I'll show you how I add the epoxy to it next. All right, so here I have 20 milliliters of mixed epoxy resin, and I'm just going to divide it into 3 different medicine cups. You only need about 5 to 7 milliliters of mixed epoxy for each blank, okay? And the reason I divided it into 3 different medicine cups is because I want to have 3 different colors. One of them will have white glitter, one will have this really pretty black glitter, and then the other one will have a very small amount of white glitter because, again, I want the decal to show through with just a little bit of sparkle. All right, so once I get my glitter added to my medicine cups, I'm just going to stir it up really quick and then we'll apply it over our blank. I'm using the same stainless steel stir stick that I used to stir my epoxy with to spread it, and you want to just spread it over your blank, kind of how you would frost a cookie. Okay, I've done a few tutorials on how to make like acrylic blank keychains and stuff. I will link those down below because I go a little more into detail about this process in those other videos. All right, and once I've got the epoxy and glitter mixture spread on there, I'm just going to hit it with my torch really quick to pop any bubbles, and then I'll set it on a level surface to dry. Dry times will vary based on the brand and type of epoxy you're using. Mine took about 8 to 12 hours to fully dry before we were ready for the next step. All right, so now that our blanks are dry, I'm ready to apply the decal to a couple of these. Now, the purple Spooky Babe one is done. All we did was apply sparkly glitter over the top of our vinyl decals. So I don't need to do anything more to that one. But for the little Boho Rainbow and the black circle, I'm going to add the decal over the glitter, and then we will epoxy over that. All right, so here I am just layering the different colors and the little leopard print pattern that I have cut out for this Boho Rainbow. Again, remember when you purchase these acrylic blanks, they're going to come with cut files that you'll just load into your, vinyl cutting software, and they're pre-sized exactly to what they need to be to fit on your blank, so you don't have to mess with them. You just cut them out of vinyl and you're good to go. All right, so this little Boho Rainbow is so cute. I thought it was adorable with this like pink holographic and leopard print and mint. Love it. Okay, and I'm just layering it and applying it with my favorite transfer tape like I would, any other decal. I just like to eyeball it. That's the easiest way for me personally. Okay, and then for the black one, I just put Boo with a white offset, and I thought that was pretty cute and simple for the black circle. All right, and then after I got the decals applied to these, I sealed them in with some more epoxy. I just mixed 5 milliliters of epoxy and then just spread it on nice and smooth over our decals in the same way that I applied the glitter and epoxy mixture, using my stir stick to spread that smoothly over the whole blank, just like you would frost a cookie. And then I hit it with my torch after I applied the epoxy, and I let it dry on a nice level surface for at least 8 to 12 hours before I moved on to the next step. Now that we're done with our blanks, I'm going to show you guys how to make the beaded badge reels. So here I have a really cute pink colored badge reel. I will put a link down below on where you can find this particular one. And you just want to fully extend the string from your badge reel and then apply a piece of like painter's tape or something to the badge reel to keep that string in place. You really want to make sure that you have it nice and secure so it doesn't retract back into your badge reel after we cut the knot and then it's like lost forever. Okay, so the first step to this is we are going to use some needle nose pliers to get into that ring that's holding on the badge clip to widen it just enough to loosen it off of the end of the bead there. Okay, and then the string will just push through the other end of this little stopper here, and you'll see that there's just a little knot that's holding it on. So we're just going to push that out the other side and cut the knot to free the little stopper bead there. And now we're ready to string on our bubblegum beads. Again, I'm using 20 millimeter bubblegum beads. These are from moosebeads.com. I'll have a link down below as well as a discount code for you. I think the hardest part is picking which beads I want to use because they're all so beautiful. But I wanted my bead patterns and colors to replicate the patterns and colors that I used for that little Boho Rainbow earlier in the tutorial. So anyway, you're just going to string them on, super easy. I like to put a little silver spacer bead at the end just to make it look a little more finished. And then once you've got all your beads strung on there, you're just going to put your little stopper bead on last, okay? This is a little bit trickier to get through that tiny hole, but you can do it. All right, and then once we get it through that last stopper bead there at the end, we're just going to tie a simple double knot. And then I like to hit that knot with a lighter really quick, not too long, just enough to really bind the knot there and keep it nice and secure. All right, and then once we've got that all done, we're ready to add on the badge clip at the end there. But I do want to show you how I like to finish off the little badge clip just to make it extra special. So there's a little snap on the badge clip that has kind of like a little well that's like perfectly shaped for you to add in some resin and some glitter to add a little pizzazz to it. You're gonna see what I mean here in a second. So I've got some UV resin. I'm just gonna pour a little tiny bit of it into my medicine cup here. I'm gonna mix in a very small amount of glitter. You can see there I've just got a tiny bit, okay? And you don't wanna add too much glitter to the point where it's gonna get too thick. You just want it enough to where it's like fully saturated in your resin there. All right, and then I've got a little stir stick here that I'm going to use to scoop just a tiny, tiny, tiny amount into the well of that snap on the front of our badge clip. Okay, so be really careful. You don't want to be messy. You're just gonna drop a tiny bit into that little well. You'll see the metal around the snap there that's going to hold all that resin in place, and I'm going to put it under my UV light to cure for a few minutes. I have a really cheap UV light, so mine takes a really long time, but whatever. Anyway, that is one way to finish off that little snap. Another cute idea is to add a little rhinestone. So to do that, I've just got some E6000 glue here, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of it with the end of my jewel picker. And I'm going to apply the glue to the same little space on the badge clip that we did the UV resin. And then I'll just apply a little rhinestone right there. Super quick and easy, and I think it's so adorable and just adds a little extra charm to your piece. All right, and then to attach the badge clip back onto our badge reel, you'll just get that like triangle shaped jump ring thing there, okay, and then attach it back to the same stopper bead where it was before. So you just kind of want to position it on there, hold it with one hand, and then clamp down with your needle nose pliers on both ends, but don't push too hard to where you don't want to go too far with it, because then it'll look all wonky and weird. But anyway, these are so quick and easy to do. Look at how cute. Okay, so now to add the acrylic piece onto the front of our badge reel, I just roughed up the front of that badge reel a little bit where it's indented down with a nail file just to rough it up a bit, and then wiped it off with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. And then I'll do the same on the back of my acrylic blank. So I'll just remove the paper backing from it. Hopefully you remembered to leave that on while you're doing your glitter and epoxy. Okay. And then after we get that removed, I also like to go around the edges of my acrylic blank and scrape off any additional like epoxy or just whatever. Just clean it up a little bit with your craft knife. It's really quick to do that. It pops right off. Okay, and then after we've got that cleaned up, same thing, we just want to rough up the back of our acrylic blank with that nail file, and then wipe it off with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel to prep it, and that will ensure that we get a nice bond with the glue from the back of the blank to the badge reel, okay? So again, we're using E6000 glue here. I'm going to pick up about a pea-size amount with my jewel picker, lay that right in that front well part of the badge reel, and then firmly press our acrylic blank into place. Okay, you might want to hold on to it for a little bit so it's dry enough to where it doesn't start to slide off, because that glue does stay a little bit, I don't know, like slimy for a bit while it's drying. Okay. But that's one way to apply the blank. Now, some people like to apply the blank with Velcro so that you could switch out your acrylic blanks. And that's really easy to do too. I didn't have very good Velcro though. At the time, I just used these little round Velcro pieces that I have that have adhesive on them already, and I think those would work fine. They just didn't feel as secure as I would like. I will link some better Velcro that Zindy.com recommends for you to use with the badge reels and the acrylic blanks. So again, I'll link what they recommend down below if you'd like to use that instead. Personally, I just think I would prefer to have them glued on because it just felt more secure and I think it kind of looks better. But whatever, like tomato, tomato, whatever your preference. Either way, I love this project. I thought this was so cute, and thank you, Michelle from Platinum Moose Beads, for hooking me up with all these beautiful bubblegum beads and fantastic ideas on how to use them. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and if you haven't already, please be sure to give our video a big thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. And a big thank you to all of our Flynn Sisters exclusive members. Thank you for your pledge. Your support means the world to our channel. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.